Hi, everybody, welcome back. Okay, what shall we talk about today? We went house hunting unsuccessfully again. The one place turned out to be a semi detached, which will not work for us due to the big dogs. The other place was absolutely beautiful, but way out of our price range, which the agent knew, but she was also aware that I loved the photographs, so she showed us anyway. The third place price was good-ish, but it was severely damaged by a tenant and literally has nothing. And I mean nothing. Even the carpets or tiles or whatever was on the floor before was ripped out. The ceiling in one room needs to be replaced. No fence, no garage. Literally just a shell of a home. So no, I do not have the time or energy anymore to make such a place livable. I don't mind a place which is indeed livable but needs work, because one can do it little by little as and when you can afford it or you have the time. But this would almost be like building from scratch, and then maybe one could almost build cheaper and to your own taste if you should build from scratch. Anyway, I am about ready to give up and go buy 3 tents and a spade. Anyway, our day was made even more brilliant by the fact that our town had a planned power outage from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. And then 8 p.m. load shedding was about to start, but yay, yippee, they decided because we had a power outage all day not to subject us to the load shedding at 8 o'clock. Never mind, it was bad enough. But I guess it could have gotten worse. We could have been hit by a tornado, a hurricane, a flood, or an earthquake. How ungrateful I am. But I guess it is human to be worried and frustrated, and I think always being brave or pretending to be brave is indeed not healthy. And speaking about brave, Prince William was obviously a major hit in New York. I saw the videos of the crowd waiting for him to arrive and him interacting with the crowd when he left. Comments from New Yorkers who were in the crowd ranged from charming and attractive to warm and genuine. Another headline read, "William takes New York." I'm afraid that this time opposing or jealous Buckingham Palace PR or Montecito PR can do nothing to change what is happening. People's instincts are good, and regardless of her failings and issues, Diana had a certain charm and warmness which drew people to her, and William inherited it from her. And somehow he also chose a wife who has the same allure. A better winning team would be hard to find. I'm actually trying to think of one, but it is indeed hard. I think Frederick and Mary of Denmark are the closest I can get to William and Catherine of Great Britain. It is said that Catherine and Mary indeed have an easy friendship, and I can see why. But anyway, I digress. In my opinion, William and Catherine are on a winning trajectory, and I honestly hope and pray that they can and will avoid the pitfalls along the way. And while we are still applauding William and Catherine for their events and visits and appearances, the past 3 days, the King and Camilla landed in France, and by now both had the opportunity to actually speak French. And honestly, all I can say or really want to say about that is that I liked the pink outfit Camilla wore when they arrived, and the blue cape dress she wore for the state banquet. I thought she looked absolutely gorgeous. I think by now you guys, however, know my sentiments about this, and it's the same as the visit to Germany. There's absolutely nothing wrong with these visits, except that I honestly and seriously and truly feel that the king should have visited the 15 countries of the British realm before he went to any other country. And yes, I apply the exact same sentiment to William and say he's earthshot. What is the point and benefit of being a part of the British realm and Commonwealth if they take their business and their fame and everything it means and attracts to every other country but those in the realm and Commonwealth? That is absolutely all I have against these visits, and the reason why it makes me a little nervous because I'm very focused on loyalty, and therefore all this focus on non realm, non Commonwealth countries makes me wonder what the real agenda behind the visits actually are. What are they really talking about behind closed doors? So before we get into all of that and politics and conspiracy theories, let's just suffice with the fact that Camilla, in my opinion, really looked beautiful and better than she had looked in a long, long time, in my opinion. Okay. I also see that certain media outlets are agreeing with me and that the Royals, with their appearances the past week and the very week after Invictus, have now thoroughly kicked the Harkles to the curb, at least as far as appearances go. You only have to look at the photographs in the newspapers and do a little superficial comparison. William versus Harry, Catherine versus Meghan, and even the glamour of Charles and Camilla versus the tackiness of Harry and Meghan, to know who we, the media, I mean, the whole entire world, would rather look at. Goodness, I mean, I don't even like Charles, and Camilla can sometimes sit up in my soup, but I would rather look at them all day. Well, maybe I'm going a little too far because Harry is looking more like his father every day. So let's rather say I could look at Camilla all day every day before I look at Meghan's face once a week. I think and I see certain media outlets agree that Harry and Meghan are done, finished, at least in the popularity stakes. It also appears that even some of their supporters are finding it harder and harder to defend them. The ones who are still die-hard fans and defenders of Harry and Meghan appear to be the more delusional among them, particularly when it comes to Meghan. However, I am so afraid that with that less and less emphasis on Meghan and Harry, it may also become easier to gaslight us, the public. You see, whether they shut up for the next 6 months or act like clowns or whatever they do, it does not take away from what they have already done. And it does not take away from the fact that Harry, a total incompetent, traitorous SOB, is still fifth in line to the throne. That two people who has not been in Sussex in years and not likely to set foot there ever again still carry and monetize the titles of Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And it does not take away from the fact that the Duchess of Sussex, a thoroughly British title, is not even a British citizen. Remember, she gave up on pursuing her British citizenship. So, maybe I should start looking into counties or towns or cities in Britain and choose one and start calling myself the Duchess of that county, town, or city. I mean, why not? Who cares where I was born or where I live? Meghan does not have to lift a finger for her title or even be a citizen. So why should you or I? I think I have more loyalty to Britain and the monarchy than Harry and Meghan together. So from now on, just call me the Duchess of Wickham, where, where I lived and stayed before, or Duchess of Wimbledon. Who cares? You choose one, as long as it is preempted by a Duchess title. Well, of course I'm joking, but that is exactly the value Harry and Meghan in particular, is bringing to the titles which previously held so much prestige and respect. Okay, guys, due to a difficult week, I'm just chatting today. I'm winding up tests and markings and so on and so on, and thus from next week, I'm going to be bringing you some of the stuff I have been working on, say, for the past 3 weeks. So, guys, until we meet on the next one, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.